Hello, good people. This is my channel, Dr. Joseph Moreni. So thank you for being part of this. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you share. And today we are going to tell a story of one Mr. Kennedy Chege. Now you can imagine that umemari wife and wife ana plan wedding akiwa kwako. Wife anakuwa ameenda seminar, but akienda seminar nasikia ako pale area tu na chali fulani unampata pale na ako seminar for a week. It's tough, but Kennedy is going to share his story, his experience, so that we can learn and also make right decision. So listen to this broadcast and make sure you subscribe. Hello, good people. This is Dr. Joseph Moreni, and this is Dr. Joseph Moreni YouTube channel. Karibu sana. And as you know, I normally say that service to humanity is service to God, and we continue to serve in different areas, different fields. And today, this is my YouTube channel, so make sure that even after listening to this story, you're going to share and subscribe. Asanteni sana. But today we are not talking about a certain plight. Today we are going to tell a very, can I say interesting, moving, informative, inspiring story. And let's listen to this story. And I hope pia itakuinform kitu, itakuguza. Mr. Kennedy, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Maybe introduce yourself.
Okay.
Na utuambie, because our story today is about we have different faces in life.
Yeah.
And you're going to touch your face from the time that you met this beautiful lady, Mkamari,
Yes.
and when you learned her experience and how it has been.
Well, Moremi, thank you for having me.
Asante.
Asante sana. I mean, I really appreciate so much.
Asante.
Yeah, kwa kuni-invite.
Thank you.
You don't invite people just like that.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, my name is Kennedy Chege. I live in Nairobi. I live in Karen. I'm a guy who really loves the Lord with all of my heart. And I'm the guy who believes in love. I believe in marriage. Though this area of my life didn't become evident in that. Yeah. I just grew up like any other person. Raised up by good parents. I mean, supportive. Going to school. Doing my best. I grew up in the church. And at one point, Moremi, when somebody decides they want to have a family, there's something we always say is for better and for worse.
Exactly.
Whatever comes me, whatever you think, whatever happens, that's the person you're going to be for the rest of your life.
True.
So I just come from the States. And I got a very fast good job. I was very fortunate I got a very fast good job that time. And the next thing, when somebody thinks a guy is working, and especially if you're a man alone born in the family, what you think about is about marriage. You know, how you're going to get a wife, how you're going to get kids, so that at least you can know what you're doing as a man. So when I got back and I was working, there was that need in my life to have a family. And now I came back being a very open-minded type of a guy, because America opened me up so much. I was only there for 6 years, but the States opened me up. This is the way I look at life now. It's not the old Ken who had not gone to the States. And let me tell you, Moremi, there's nothing that can shock me. No, I've seen it all in America. You know, good things, bad things which you think it's good, or those bad things personally I can't do. So I've basically seen it all. So I got opened up in that country. So on coming back now, here in Kenya, we don't have something called dating cyber cafes. They're there in the States. You know, like Moremi, you want to meet someone, you go register yourself, you say you're looking, you give your address and everything, and you are matched. They find your match and you are hooked up. Why I went through that road is because when I got back, all the good people that I left that were single, I found them married. You know, being away for 6 years is quite a bit of time.
True.
And actually the girls I was dating that time, giving promises, I'm going and I'm coming back, actually when found she was married too. Even the very, very wrong girl, you know, in school there's those people, those ones they have bad manners. There's a girl who she was just too much. I found actually she was born again, she was the wife of a pastor. That one, I went to visit because I wanted to see that person. So based on that, I was like, okay, fine. Ken, you're open-minded, you're back. We don't have dating cyber cafes in Kenya. You're open-minded. But there was a newspaper that would write adverts, every Saturday. It's a guy looking for someone, or a lady looking for someone. And it used to come every Saturday. So I gave myself an assignment that time. I said, look, I'll try to get in somebody in a different way. Not that I could not go out there and meet people, but I felt I wanted to do something different, So I gave myself an assignment of buying that newspaper every Saturday, and I did that for 4 months. I would wake up every morning, go buy the newspaper, read all those profiles. I would feel no. So I did that for about 4 months. But the 4th month, there was this nice profile that was there. And it really, really looked very good.
The profile.
The profile. It looked convincing. And I thought, let me try and email this person. Because the person had just put her email address there. And actually, I tried to ask counsel of somebody who was my best friend that time. And that guy told me, now look, these things they write here. But I'm so sure you're not going to get a response back. Because everybody will email. Left, right, center. But I took that challenge. And I said, Maremi, let me email this person. And I was there telling the person, who am I? Where I've gone to school and what I need. It was a genuine email from my heart. And I said, look, I want to get married. I want to have a family. I'm just new back in the country, but I have this job I'm doing. And but when I wrote all that information, there's a notice I wrote down there. I said, look, I've never done something like this before. And I know the whole world is going to email you. So if you feel that I'm not up to date, don't respond to my email. And I sent that email. And actually, I remember my friend was laughing. Like, can you send that email? I'm so sure she'll not get a response. But to shock myself, that Monday, because I emailed like on a Saturday, that email, she had responded. She said like, nice email, but you didn't give me your contacts. So instead of giving my contacts, I gave the contacts of my friend. And I told my friend, look, I'm giving away your contacts. Vet for me that person before it gets to me. Because really I was looking for a spouse and I was looking for something serious. So this friend had a fiancé. And you see now, this girl would call me in the wrong time when this girl is there. But they had talked for quite some time. So there's a day he came and told me, now look, this guy is genuine. So this is the number, follow it up from there. And they said, there's the day now, personally, I called that number. And they said, look, you've been talking to my friend. And now I'm safe. You're under a vetting session before you get to me. So now that's now how me and that particular individual started communicating. And I was busy asking, how many profiles did you get? Because you put yourself in the newspaper. And like, Ken, I got about 450 profiles. Actually, if you want me to send them to you, I can send. And she sent them. Okay, I didn't manage to go through all of them.
Yes.
But the many I went through, I found that time I don't have a certain measurement to data because a lot of people from very good jobs, they were writing to her. So I eliminated myself from the beginning. And I told her, now look, we'll just be best friends. What I'll do.
You saw the competition was tight.
Yes, the competition was too tight and men had not achieved that much. So I limited myself and I told her, I told her, now look, we can't do this. Me, I'll just be your best friend. Because I walk you through the process. Eventually you get one person. Then you do a wedding and I'll come for the wedding. And look, I got all the emails. I mean, all the profiles that she got. So I would shortlist and give her back what I've shortlisted. And she shortlists again. So that's the process and that process took about 1 year and 2 months. Here you're talking to somebody every day, laughing,
so
money. We are friends now, but I've never seen her.
Yeah. You're doing it online.
We are just talking on phone, WhatsApp, SMSs, whatever she sees, she sends it to me, I shortlist it, throw it back to her. So that process took about like 1 year and 2 months. Yeah, I was not in a hurry because, you know, now I had eliminated myself from this thing. Me, I'm just a good friend. So now, after now 1 year and 2 months is the time now she called me. She told me, Ken, I remember that time after the elimination period and everything. This call now, she called me like on a Friday. She said, look, I've shortlisted and I've got the final list. She said, to these two guys, the two guys I've met. But there's one guy who's among top 3 that I've never met, but I talked to him. So I told her now, look, he cannot be among top 3. Because you've never met him. At least me, I know you've told me you've met 2. You know. So the third one, I don't even think the third one should be anywhere. And he told me, no, this third one, I talk to him every day. And basically, I trust him out of the talks that we talk, and he's among top 3. I said, okay, fine. Then she said, look, I don't want to talk to anyone, and I'm turning off my phone from now, and I'll turn my phone on Monday so that I can be able to make my decision. And I'm there, I agreed. And actually, after we talked, because later I called back, the phone was off. Then the whole of Saturday, the phone is off. I don't know how I felt, because I was used to talking to her. So I said, let me call again. That Saturday it was off. Then I just wrote a message. I said, look, I know you are silent because you're trying to make a decision of our spouse. And I told her, marriage is forever. There's no way you're going to get into marriage and get out. You know. I said, look, if you feel this weekend you're not able to make a decision, don't make. You know, give it time, because marriage is everlasting and forever and ever. Actually, it stayed pending, then it went through. Then I tried to call, it rang, and then she didn't answer. I tried to call again, the phone was off. I was like, okay, fine, at least you've read my message, you know. So Sunday I went to church. That time I was going to church in the Deliverance Church, where I used to stay that time. Went to church. So the job that I was doing that time, Mondays I was off. Sundays I would go to church and go to work in the evening. So Monday morning, she called me at 4:30 in the morning. You know, that's my off day. And she used to know based on what information I used to give her. And she called me and she was very annoyed with me. Moremi, at 4:30 in the morning, you're halfway asleep, it's your off day. Somebody calling, and the first thing when you answer the phone, she's blasting you. He said, look, Ken, you call me, you're not supposed to call me. You are supposed to, and I told her, now look, I'm very sorry. But next time you tell me something, I'll listen. But also you need to understand, there's nobody else I talk to. Fine, I know I'm not supposed to be chosen, but there's a way that I've gotten used to talk to you. So she's like, what am I going to wake up? I said, I'm going to wake up at 10. I do my cleaning, my cooking, and all that. So she said, then you talk at 10. Then she called after 5:30. This is 4:30.
We've not met yet.
We've not met. I don't know how she looks like. I have no picture. I know her voice. Out of the conversations we used to have, I trusted. I trusted her like a good friend, although I knew we are shortlisting, she's getting married to someone else, and I'll go for the wedding, and I'll become her friend with her husband, you know. So, and I told her I'm going to wake up at 10. She said, okay, I'll call you at 10. She called at 5:30. And now I was getting annoyed. It's like, you know, on Mondays I wake up at 10. Why are you calling me at 5:30? Then she said, okay, I'll call you. Then she called again at 6:30. Then she told me, Ken, the issue is not even because you SMS'd me or tried to call me that Saturday. I was silent. The issue is, you know, you're my advisor. And I go like, but then did you make up your mind about the person? You know, I asked that question. I said, yes, Ken, I made up my mind, but I want you to advise me. How should I break the news to the person? I said, look, you put yourself in the newspaper, the whole world read about you. And sometimes people cannot be genuine. You know, I said, if the number, text the person. If you have called the person, but you really have to feel you need to meet the person and tell them, you meet them in an open place. It's safer that way because I want you to get married. I want to come for the wedding and I want to see who are you on your big day. She said, okay, fine, thanks. Then she stayed for 10 minutes. She said, Ken, wake up. I said, why? She said, because I want to tell you what I did. And actually, Moremi, I woke up and I sat in bed. She said, do you know, I made my decision and I chose the third person. I said, how can you choose somebody that you've never seen and you don't know just because you talk to the person on phone? He said, basically, the third person is even you. So the issue is not the third person that I don't know. I know it is you, it's only that we're not met physically. And I put you through that exercise to get to know what kind of discipline you have, what kind of advice you can give. You know, sometimes you'd call BP together, you know. So I think she just gathered that. But also I remember when we were talking during that 1 year and 2 months, this time she just made a call. It was not about shortlisting, it's not about any new profile. It was about a little bit of where I stay.
Were you happy? Were you shocked?
I was shocked, yes. I was shocked. Yes, I was shocked. Well, I was shocked. But also I felt good because this is a big race out of 150 people. It's me who she has seen. So I felt, wow. I felt, wow, good. I won the race, but automatically I got shocked on the other side.
Yes. Where do you start now?
Now where do I start this? And I don't feel prepared for this. Okay, fine, I was working and everything, but emotionally, psychologically, I knew I put my...
But you are financially stable by
yes.
then, you had your own
yes.
and all that.
But I put myself in the bracket of a friend and she's supposed to get married to someone else, not to me. So that part is what I was shocked about. I was not prepared for. But eventually a man is a man and I said, okay, fine, why not?
That's true.
So there's a time now she had made this call and I gave a little bit of history where I live, what I do.
Yes.
And do you know, the next day she came looking for my place without me knowing.
Okay. Your place of work? Or
no, where I was staying that time. So because the time she asked me, where do you live? And I said, and she was taking notes.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, today we didn't talk about any profile.
Okay. So she came looking for you?
Yeah. After now telling me, she came now looking for me.
And she found your place?
And she found my place.
But you never knew about that?
No. The way, Moremi, when the way somebody calls and like I'm stuck here, come and pick me. She came like she knew where she was going. So she came and met me together with that friend of mine I told you.
At home now?
Yes. Because I told him now, look, come. This is a stranger coming. And I don't know what will happen. But I'm happy, let her come. So she came and she found the two of us. And I made a very nice breakfast there. So we had breakfast. Then my friend tells me, no, I think this lady is genuine. She's a good person. And let me go to my house. So that's now how I met her now. After 1 year and 2 months.
So you dated for, and again for how long?
We dated closely for about another 1.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. But the surprising thing, the way a guy goes and says home they want to get married, to take the girlfriend, I took her. And my people were very kind to her. But when she left, they gave me a warning.
During the dating period? And I'm sure your mom was one of them who was giving you the,
the red flags.
The red flags.
That time I didn't...
Do you remember what your mom told you?
Yeah, I remember when she left.
So that's also during the dating period now. Within that now, this 1 year and a half?
So I remember when
I
took her to my mom. And I mean, my mom treated her very nicely. And she was even given keys.
I know they are very, and they are vetting her. You know they are vetting. That's a vetting process.
Yeah.
They serve you.
So when I saw her off, and when I got back, my mom changed her colors.
I know.
She's like, now listen, you are my son, you're the one that I know. I don't want to see that girl around you again.
In English ama Kiswahili ama Kikuyu?
Aliniambia na Kikuyu.
Kikuyu.
Aliniambia, let me quote in Kikuyu. Ati, dikota kuna kwenda bwezi tusio, heke dukiuru.
And you know, as a man, what you'll do, you'll just act like you have had her. That's okay.
No, me.
You're excited. This is.
I looked at her and then said, and the way you are kind to her. She said, do you know she's just a somebody's daughter? And I could see the seriousness in her.
But your mom told you,
and she was
that serious.
And so that's serious.
And but then shocked again because you know she stabbed her, and I'm sure from the observation you got, now this is the right lady.
But I mean, my mom was fired. She was an iron lady. So you can imagine the tone that how it came out with.
Then after the warning, I'm sure you never took it serious?
No, actually I became on the defensive.
And in fact now you never took her home again?
No.
Sure.
No, I never took her home again.
But and I'm sure you took time to explain to your mom, she's a nice lady.
I took time, I told her, but she didn't want to listen. She called another second meeting and involved everybody, including my grandma.
And told you the same?
And told me the same. And I told them, none of you here.
It was that serious?
Yeah, I told them, none of you here is providing for me. The wife is mine.
Leave me alone.
No, leave me alone.
I'm a man.
Now it's even very good now. I know all of you don't want.
And you don't love me.
And the people don't love me. And I'm working.
And you're not supporting me in this case. Okay.
So, Moremi, I went on the relationship. But now when my people were called...
But I'm sure now you are not involved in them. Now you are
no,
dating, you are ready.
No, I'm not involving her. I'm not involving anyone.
You're spoiling her.
But I told her at one point, wait, do you know you've been refused?
Yes.
So it's only me and you now in this.
Yes.
Don't expect anything from my people.
Yes, it is me and you.
So it's me and you. I'm budgeting with what I have.
You did the right thing. You did the right thing by then.
You know.
You're following your heart.
I'm following my heart.
Yes.
And I'm said, look, I'm not expecting any help from anyone. And I'm not going to contact them. The only thing I'll be telling my people is, this is what I'm doing.
Yes, updating them.
Whether they accept, whether they don't,
yes.
I'll be giving them updates. And that's how we carried on now.
Then after 1 year, then you did the wedding?
Yes.
The church wedding?
Yes.
Wow.
So on arranging for the wedding, when we were doing all that, so that time was the iron lady, my mom, I used to tell her.
Yes.
And she tell me, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, and yes. That's up to you.
Yes.
But now 3 days to the wedding, I don't know whether God spoke to her, but a parent is a parent.
Yes, I know.
You know, she asked me now, look, what have you arranged? And I know the wedding is on Saturday. Yes. Could you come home and talk about it? So I went home and said, we have arranged this and this and this and this, but some things which she changed within 3 days. She said, look, I want to change this. Actually, she changed some things for the better. She said, this, I don't think this and this, let's do this. So there was a lot of cancellation the last 3 days because she had the spending power and I changed everything. And actually I was telling my fiancé then, my wife to be, we've changed this. And she's like, Ken, I'm even happy she's come around it.
And the wedding was amazing.
And the wedding was amazing.
And it was on newspaper again.
It was a nice, good wedding.
Yes. It was on newspaper?
Yes. Do you know those good weddings that people come and like, this one needs to be featured somewhere?
Classy.
It was my wedding.
Yeah. A wedding dream again.
It was a wedding dream. It was such a beautiful day. It was a dream girl wedding.
Yes.
You know.
And when was she like showing that you know how much she loves you?
Yes.
And you could see that. You know?
Taking her vows and doing everything. Yes. You see now this girl really means it. You know. And actually how my parents and the parents of the girl met, they met the day of the wedding. Wow. That's the time they met. Okay. You know, the girl is being sung there and I'm introducing my mom to the parents of the girl. Did you take the wedding and the dowry? Yes, I took the dowry, but other people took me. Okay. With the friends and another was this, not yes, your mom. Yes, people from the church, you know. Yes, I'd informed them. The church will always support you. So I went and presented myself, said, look, I'm having battle at home and nobody wants to take me. So they decided to take me. And that's how I paid my bride price. Now you did, this was amazing wedding. Yeah. When did now the drama start? Now the drama, and trust me, it was really drama. The drama started, now I'm living a family life. Yes. She got pregnant. During the pregnancy, one of my uncles decided now they should go to the girl's place because they felt it's not a good tradition and the baby to be born. They've never been there. Yes. We went now, everything is set now. And there, so after now, the baby comes. It's a baby girl, you know. And there now we are okay. Until when the kid was about 1.5 years. There's a phone call she used to get. And she goes and talks outside. At night? Yes. Around 9? 9 p.m. I don't know whether maybe you normally get the same calls at 9. Okay. At 9. So those calls used to come at 9? At 9. Almost every day? Yes. Okay. And she'd go and talk outside in the parking. She'll walk outside? Yeah. Do the calls, then come back? And comes back. Now I ask her now, look, why do you have to go and talk outside all the time? And she'll tell me, Ken, those are office gossips. And because she used to be a banker, yes. And I would be like, okay, fine, even me, I work. But look, me, when they make my calls here, I talk. You listen. You don't need to leave. Although I brought a little bit from my mom because she was a career woman, the phone calls she would get from the company and she'd go and talk somewhere, just within the house. So it didn't bother me so much, but I didn't know what was going on.
It was a continuous
Yes.
routine.
It was a continuous call every day at 9, and it ran for about 2 weeks. But then when the phone would ring and they're like, okay, that's your office gossip, go and talk outside. But that's how I would tell her. Because I know she will not talk there. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, these are office gossips. And I was okay with it that time.
Please do make your phone.
Yeah. But all of a sudden, I realized the phone calls for 9, they're no longer done. Nobody now is calling around 9. They dried up. And Moremi, I joked. And I joked with a joke which I didn't, that time I didn't know it was the truth. And I later came to find out it was the truth. I just joked. I said, hey, honey, hey, congratulations. That person used to call you at 9. At least you told her now, you told that person at least you're a married woman. But entirely it was a joke.
And she went silent.
She went silent.
She never said anything.
She went silent first. She looked at me. And then when we got to the bedroom, now she became strong on me. That
later now.
Yeah. At the living room, she said nothing. But she gave me a look. And I was like, okay. She's like, honey, now in the bedroom, do you think I have a boyfriend? I said, look, it was supposed to be a joke. Even you could have told me, I told all my church girls, I'm a married man now. You know?
Yes.
He said, no, do you really think I have a boyfriend? I said, no, it was a joke. She told me, I don't want such kind of jokes. But then I apologized, Moremi, to my wife. I felt I've hurt her feelings.
That evening?
Yes. I told her, such jokes I'll never joke again. And forgive me. You'll not hear such a joke from me again. And we ended up that thing like that. And I didn't know that time I said the right thing, and I didn't know. I came to realize much later. So one morning, and we are continuing because we wake up in the early, I get prepared, and then she goes to the bathroom after me. So her phone rang. And you know, we had told each other this thing of checking somebody's phone or leaving the laptop on there. Nobody should bother with another one. Yeah, there are those limitations. So I never used to bother about so much what she's doing. But that day, God allowed me to answer her phone.
She was not there?
She was in the bathroom. You know, it's early morning, she's trying to prepare herself. So her phone rang, first ring, it got cut, second ring, it got cut, third ring. So the fourth ring, I was like, this call is too much in the morning, it's noisy. All I wanted to say is call after 2 minutes, the owner of the phone is not there. I don't know what drove me to go and pick up that phone calls. Long time ago, I never was supposed to pick up her phone calls. But that day, God just allowed. So I grabbed her phone.
It was a new number?
Yes, it's a new number, a number that she has not saved. So I just, before even I said hello, I had the name Honey. I kept quiet. Then I had the second one. Honey, yesterday you didn't even text me good night. I swallowed that one too. Now the third one, I could not swallow, I talked. Because he said, look, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why you're annoyed. We're supposed to get married next year. So me, I'll come and pick up at our office at lunch hour. We go and have lunch and we talk. And I love you very much. Now me, that one, I said hi. I said hello.
Hello.
Yes.
The guy disconnected?
The guy kept quiet fast.
Oh.
He didn't disconnect that time. Then I said a second friendly, hello, can I help you? He hung up. So I took my phone, saved that number, received because I deleted and I left the phone where it was. Now it's having a shock in the morning.
You were able to sober up?
I didn't sober up that time, but I got very shocked.
But she never realized that?
She never realized that morning because she came from the bathroom and we were trying to talk, but I'm quiet.
You're quiet, yes.
She's asking me
what's talkative, but this time you're quiet.
I'm so quiet. And she's asking, what is it? I lied. I have a lot of work in the office. That's why I'm quite like this. So I tried not to act like, but I was really shocked. She noticed, but she could not understand what is it.
Someone, they are planning for a wedding?
Yes. And it's my own wife. And I've had it from the phone myself. So I have the evidence and I've got the number on my phone. We prepared and I dropped her. That time she didn't have a car. I dropped her to a place of work and we had each other.
You were able to sober up,
yes,
drop her and go back to work.
And I went to work and she told me how much she loves me and I was dropping her and I'm listening to how much I've been loved, and then I went to work. That energy of understanding, it's only God who gave me, because right now I cannot be able to operate like that. And there's a place where the Bible says that God cannot give you something that you cannot be able to go through. So that one, how it went, God said I will be able to go through it. But I don't know even how, I don't know. It was not my understanding of why I handled
Were
things
you
that
able to
way.
function at work?
I went for a meeting. I went to work and I went to sit for a meeting. Then after the meeting at 10, I was like, what did I hear in the morning? So I picked up my phone.
Were you leading the meeting? Number you are?
No, just one of the participants in the meeting. I'm there, but I gave the strong points I could give in a meeting and all that. But at 10, during tea break, I was like, what did I hear in the morning? So I called that number. You know, I called that number and I asked the person, why did you call in the morning and you cut the phone? And then he goes like, who are you? I go like, what do you get? What are you told? And seriously, the guy told me, what I'm told she lives with the elder brother, and the elder brother has a kid, and she helps taking care of the brother's kid. I lied more.
You had to flow with the story.
I had to flow with the story. I said, look, I'm the brother. So why do you call my sister and cut up the phone? And now there we were talking, but he's a very friendly guy. We talked, and then she's like, do you know, I'm supposed to meet her for lunch, but I'll cancel. I meet you instead.
Again, you're able to control your tone and everything.
Yeah, I was so professional about everything.
To the guy who's going to marry your wife.
Yes.
And you're the brother.
I'm the brother now in quotes. I'm the big brother in quotes, because that's what the guy was told. So later, that very day, actually, I went to meet the guy and was taken to a very good lunch at Pan-Africa Hotel.
You met him?
Yes.
So now this guy is meeting the big brother to discuss about the sister.
Yes. So now the guy is very happy there. The guy is very happy. But then that guy was genuine. Had that girl not become my sister.
He's very happy to meet the big brother.
Yes. She had found herself a very good man. Yes. Because I listened and he was telling me how he's a lawyer. He's just finished his practicing law for 2 years now. And the way he's happy is doing is to have a family, you know, and he's very happy that she ended up with my sister.
She was innocent.
And she's very happy the way she told me sometimes how they go out for dates. She showed me the pictures. But then that guy was very genuine, because had she not loved that girl, she could not have told. Yes.
Of now your wife and him.
Yes.
Having fun.
Yes. Do I'm the brother in quotes.
You're the brother. And were you able again? You just listening.
Me, Morena.
You know he's happy, and you know
you know there's some joy you see somebody with. You don't want to mess them up fast. That guy was very happy.
And he's showing you the pictures.
And I'm there listening what my wife is doing.
Then they're planning to do the wedding.
Yes. So the only question I asked her, where did you find my sister from? And she said, do you know your sister had put herself in the newspaper, and that's why I got her from? I'm like, wow. Okay. So we were many here. So after finishing...
So they met like again a few years ago, like 3 years ago?
Yes.
So they have been talking?
They've been talking, and she's married to me.
Yes.
Imagine, and they're planning all this, and I don't know, I have no idea.
Wow.
I have no idea.
And this lady must be very sharp.
So, I felt like I need to confess who I am to this guy. Because this guy is so happy, genuinely telling me who he is, and there's nothing that he's hiding.
And he's happy.
And he's happy. Picture. Surely, if I was the brother, that guy could have made my very good brother-in-law.
And you are here. He's here for you to endorse
yes.
You know, the relationship. And you're here composed.
And I'm here composed.
And you have eaten now. You have eaten.
I've eaten.
You have
listen to all this story now.
Listen to this story. And you're just speaking.
But I said, look, I need to tell this guy who I am.
Interesting. And I don't know what you will do in your case, but this is now the guy who is dating my wife, and he's taking you through how they have been having amazing time, and telling you that they're planning for the wedding, showing the pictures. And you as a big brother are supposed to endorse the wedding. I don't know whether maybe I'll sit there and listen to these stories, yeah? And now you had to open up.
I felt it was not right.
It was time to tell him.
It was time for me to tell him who am I also.
How long did you take to listen to these stories?
For about 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Eating
yes.
and
eating and
now he's happy.
And he's happy. That
guy
was so happy. I was wondering now, do you know you're telling me about my wife and I don't want to miss his joy?
Yes. Wow. I don't know. And how long? I'm sure you are in marriage for like 2 years now?
Yeah.
2 years. Wow.
So I was not able to tell this guy.
What was it loading now in your mind back then? So
Now it loaded what now my mom told me there's something wrong.
Yes, yes.
And she was not the only one who told me there was something wrong. That time I was single to date my wife. My neighbor,
Told you the same.
when this girl came visiting and they talked, and she just told me now, there's something that is not right.
And now these people you saw, they're not...
Yeah, in fact, my neighbor told me, Ken, because we almost fought with her, with words. So like, Ken, you're going to do a very big mistake here. Ken, there's something wrong here. And I'm busy telling her now, look, it was the ladies. Like, look, I'm not even interested in you either. You know, that's how I talked. Then she came and she told me, okay, fine. I accept you guys are going to get married. I accept you guys are going to have kids, but your marriage will not last, Ken, because there's something that is wrong.
Wow.
And she didn't know my
This is
mom.
your neighbor.
Yeah, she didn't know my mom. She didn't know anybody, but everybody would
She
tell
was
me.
a senior citizen. Again, she was... Oh, she's your...
No, she was almost like my age.
Okay, your age. Okay.
You know. But I can call her my big sister. I don't know where she went to. Because maybe now she's been watching on media the drama that I went through after the room. I don't know what happened. Because later on she shifted from there.
Wow. This is now the big brother.
Now.
And the person who is
now.
planning to marry you.
So me, I'm telling, I listen. So I was not able to tell this guy, you've just been telling me what you've been doing with my own wife.
No, and within this 1 hour and maybe and a half, you're just listening.
I'm just listening.
You're just listening.
And I'm like...
Were you able to eat?
Yes, I was eating, but I'm shocked.
Can you imagine? I'm sure you're eating, but your mind is... Can you imagine?
One information is leading
Were you
to
not
another.
eating?
No.
You were able to compose yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know whether maybe
I don't
managed to do this, but...
I don't know even how I managed to keep calm like that. I don't know. But I really wanted to listen to what has been going on.
Wow.
That's why, Moremi, sometimes you just go to follow something to get other information.
Yes, I know.
That you don't know.
You don't want to disconnect. You want to get...
Yeah. You want to stay connected to get
facts.
to get to know something that you don't know about.
Yes. Because it was a shock. Because you knew it was the same day in the morning. And you met the guy in the evening. And it's
during lunch
your
hour.
wife. Because if he didn't to meet the brother the same day. Anyway, so
So I'm here, I'm listening. I was not able to say, do you know what you've been telling me you're doing with my own wife? I just got out my wedding band.
Wow.
I said, you're removing your wedding band? I said, yes. I gave her the ring to read inside. She saw the name of my wife and the date of the wedding. He looked at me.
Wow.
I said, look, his name is Gary. Let me use his first name.
So you asked, you told him that, so you gave him the ring?
Yes.
You told him that, what did you say?
I said, look, first of all, before even I gave him the ring, I asked him, what is a man's ring written inside the name of the wife and the date of the wedding? I'm a lawyer, I know these things. So I got out of my ring and I gave it to him. He read, he looked at me. I said, look, I can't blame you. That's what I told him. I said, look, I can't blame you.
She was shocked.
Yes, I said, I can't blame you. Because the same way you got her is where I got her from. And based on how you've talked, really, I can't blame you. You are innocent, just as innocent as what I found out today.
What was his reaction when he saw the ring?
He got shocked, he peed on himself, and he vomited.
I can imagine.
He got a very bad shock. I think I just spilled it, and he was not ready to accept anything. So the first thing, he peed on himself. Secondly, he just started vomiting.
He got sick immediately.
He got sick immediately. He's like, Ken, take me to hospital. Now I've forgotten what I've been told. Now here is somebody who is sick here.
You have a sick.
I've got a patient here.
You have a patient now.
And I have to rush him to hospital. And I took him to Mpisha because he told me he's got insurance, and I took him there. So I took him to hospital at Mpisha. And now there he was, the doctors were checking at him. They were like...
So you use your ride, your car?
Yes, because we left his car at the hotel.
To the hospital.
Yes, we went. Actually, I got in. Now I'm the one who was
talking.
I'm the one who was taking him. This is a sick person.
He's not talking.
He's not talking to me.
He's shocked.
Actually, I'm busy telling him, look, okay, fine, you're just a boyfriend, but imagine me, I'm a husband. At least I'm a step ahead of you. So I kept on telling him, look, and I said, Gary, I have no problem with you.
So you took him to the hospital?
Yes.
You called, what happened?
Now, and I'm there in the hospital, he gives me his phone.
You are now who is calling. Now you are the aide now.
And now I'm the aide, I'm the PA. He says, Scott, where is written mom? I scroll, I call the mom. I said, I'm using your son's phone and he's in hospital. The mom says I'm on the way. I called the sister.
Oh, you called the mom?
Yeah. I called the sister and I called his aunt and his brother. And they all came there.
They found you there.
And now that's how I met those people. And now he's here trying to tell them now, look, I don't think there'll be a wedding. Like, no, why? And you are supposed to get married.
Oh, they knew this lady.
Yeah, and you're in a relationship, and the wedding is supposed to be next year. Now, I walked to the mom outside. I said, Mom, look, I'm the husband to that lady.
Wow. The mom was shocked.
She looked at me. She was like, we all know her. And she's supposed to be my daughter-in-law, but said she cannot be a daughter-in-law now because I'm married to her. And because I answered the phone in the morning, that's how I discovered all this towards meeting your son, telling your son who am I, and him getting sick. So it was time for me to leave that hospital. But I took him a picture. I said, let me take you a picture, and I leave. So I left him in the hands of the doctor, his family, and now that's the time now.
You left the hospital?
I left the hospital. I went and sat in my car.
Were you shaking? Were you mad?
No, I really... Have you ever felt that feeling you are alone?
Where did you go?
I sat first in the car for 10 minutes
I know.
to absorb that feeling. I felt I'm alone. And I'm living in a place where there's nobody in the world. It's only me who's living alone. Now I can't call my people. I can't call my best man. I can't call my grandmother. I can't call anyone. I can't call my aunties because they are all refused. But the last minute they agreed because of my mom blessing it.
You can't call your mom.
I can't even call her.
The first person to call is your mom.
Yeah.
But no, you can't call her.
I can't call her. No, there's that moment of feeling, yes, I'm in the car, but God, I'm alone here.
You can't call your mom.
I can't call
She
anyone.
said no.
So, the next thing my head was telling me to do is to go back to the hotel where we were.
The same place. Which hotel?
Pan-Africa.
Pan-Africa.
So I went back, I went to Pan-Africa, and I sat down there for about until almost 8:30 in the evening.
Like an hour also.
And she was busy calling me.
The wife is calling.
Yeah, you are late today, honey. Where you know all these things.
And all that.
And now here I'm negotiating. Should I go home or should I not go? Yeah, I got to that
and you're not showing her that you know the story.
No, I'm
you're
thinking.
Just responding nicely. I'm coming.
I'm thinking. Let me sleep out. I can take a hotel room here and sleep. Then I can go home early in the morning and bring up this issue. Then I saw it is going to come bad on me. She'll say Ken slept outside.
Be the bad one.
Yeah, Ken slept outside and come and brought this issue to me. You know. So I'm like, should I go home? Like, even if I go home now, who should I go and tell this? I was like, okay, fine, let me go home to my house. Yeah, it took a lot of negotiation and understanding I'm going home to my wife.
You drove home.
And I went home.
You got home.
And I got home.
You found your wife.
And she welcomed me so nicely.
She's very happy.
Very happy.
And she has cooked.
And she's cooked and the food is there. And I'm then supposed to take a shower.
And I'm
everything.
Sure she's calling you sweetie.
She's calling me baby, honey, baby, you don't know what. You know.
And I don't know, Varo is the guy behind this camera. Varo, what will you do? What will you do? Wow.
So, and me, I got in, and that welcome, I received it, I showered it, but I was wondering.
And you're just...
I'm like, how should I break news to this?
Wow.
How should I start this now?
Wow.
So the best method I could come with politely, I told her, now look, let's just go to the living room, let's leave this dining room, and watch our DVD of the wedding. And she's there getting excited, this is the guy that over married me, let's watch this thing together, you know. So we started watching the DVD. But in my wedding vows...
And now she's playing that everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
And she has done this for years now, and it's like 3 years.
So while watching the DVD, is that part when I was taking my wedding vows. Moremi, I broke down because it was like a prayer. Honest prayer to God that a man can do. I know I'm surrendering myself to someone. You know.
So you broke down now, real time or now on video?
On video now, and whatever happened in chat, now we are watching.
In chat now, you're watching now.
Now we are watching the DVD there.
I can imagine.
And then she's busy asking me, but why did you cry that day? But she asked me, at Ken, you're a cry baby. Why did you cry that day? So I post. Yeah.
You're crying baby.
Because I really wept that day. I don't know, I was saying my wedding vows, it was so emotional to me.
I think emotional to you. And maybe at the same time, I don't know, maybe you reflected again also what your mom told you.
Yeah.
You know, this is a reality. You know, you are here deciding as a person, you love this lady, your mom behind, she said no. This is God now.
Nah.
I can imagine.
Appreciating every moment and saying glory to God.
Yes, I can imagine.
So may I post, I said, look, based on that, what you've watched there, I want to ask you something.
Yes.
He said, I said, is there something that you've never told me? It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Today, tell me. I said, it's supposed to be for better and for worse. I'll not get annoyed. I'll not get shocked. If it's a good thing, I'll be happy. And God will teach me how to handle the rest. She said, now, Ken, what's that question you're asking me? So me, I'm busy asking.
Now she's playing that.
Yeah, no, and what this is you're asking me? Because basically I've told you everything. I'm like, no.
You thought now she would.
Yeah. So I started now talking. Now I got to a point like, now tell me something that you've never told me. Now she got annoyed. She's like, first of all, you come home late. Now you come up with a story of what have I not told you. What's wrong with you? So me, I just picked my phone and I removed the picture.
Of the sick, the guy, you took him a picture?
Yeah, in the hospital, yeah.
Okay, live?
Yes.
Okay.
I said, now who? Actually, I took a picture of him. I took the picture of his aunt, brother, and sister.
Wow.
I said, first of all, who are these people? Secondly, who is this? Do you know, Muremi, that girl didn't even get shocked even for 1 minute. They were like, I can show you something and prove. You'd get shocked. She was so confused, like, Ken, I don't know these people.
I don't know them.
Especially this one on bed, probably is your friend or your coworker or somebody.
You're composed.
No, I wanted to know. I really wanted to know. She's like, I don't know any one of these people.
I don't know them.
Especially this one. I don't know him.
Wow.
Now,
anyway.
So I'm like, okay, fine. Let me tell you who this guy is. Because they're not telling me.
She's saying, I don't know them.
And even they've never met. And by the way, had I not met them, or Moremi is telling me, don't know them, you'll be very composed. Maybe he doesn't, you'll believe he doesn't know those people. You know?
Yes.
So me, I was like, no, me, I told her, now let me tell you who this person is. I said, do you know in the morning when I was silent, it's because I found out about this person. He called, I answered the phone. Okay, forgive me for that. But out of answering the phone, the time I've discovered all this. This guy is a lawyer. You guys are supposed to get married next year. You know, we had lunch together. I said, basically, you guys are supposed to meet for lunch today, isn't it? He canceled so that he can meet me. And now the girl was there looking at me. He said, I've just told him, who am I? He got shocked. He's in hospital. This is the mother, this is the sister, this is the brother. Because I called them and they are there. And you're telling me you don't know who this person is. She just stood and went to the bedroom and she left me there. Yeah. And now she left me in the sitting room. It's at night. And actually, Moremi, that night I was in the sitting room until morning. Wow. And a lot of things were going through my mind.
Were you working the following day?
Yes. And I told her in the morning when she woke up, I said, look, I think I'll not share a bed with you anymore. And number two, because where we used to live was a big place. I said, you see, that's guest wing. I'll be staying there. I went to my place of work, asked for permission that day. I shopped from the guest wing. I removed all my clothes. And I was now in the guest wing, now separated in the same compound. Okay,
so you're meeting in the morning? You say hi?
Yeah, we're meeting in the morning. We happened to meet in the parking lot. That time now she had bought a car and I had a car. If she lives before me, fine. If we meet in the parking lot, it's hi like co-workers. There's nothing beyond that. Like, hi Ken, I'm like, hi.
And how are you managing at work?
I managed, but I was in a lot of pain.
I can imagine.
And I didn't know who to tell.
You can go to your mom.
But I tried that time, we were separated in the same compound. I tried to tell my aunt.
Your aunt.
I went to them and was like, don't tell me your mom told you.
Yes, you are told.
Don't even dare telling your mama that. So me, I'm not part of it. Because remember that meeting with all of us, you refused. So now you carry your burden.
And you are left alone.
Now I'm left alone.
Wow.
So we went on that separated life.
For how long?
Actually, we separated for about another 2 years.
Another 2 years.
But in the same compound. You know, she's getting to a car, living the same gate. Yes. People think you are very happy. Yes. But actually, there's no marriage. And I know a lot of people are living like that.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, a lot of people are living like that.
Yes, they're living.
A lot of people are going through that, but because they don't know what to do, they are silent.
They are alone again.
They are alone, but you're in the same eye. So
people are going through a lot in marriages.
So the person who...
I think nowadays marriage has become like a prison.
Somebody's fearing. Yes. The marriage got over, but you're just there for the sake of the picture to be seen. Because of the community, you can have a function, we go with the person, exactly there's no marriage, you're pretending there, and there's nothing. There's a church function, there's a wedding function. Both of you are seen there publicly, but there's no marriage.
And you end up even becoming sick.
Yeah.
Higher. That's over 2 years. Then what happened next?
Now, the person that we had employed in our house.
The house manager.
Yes. Now she's the one who stopped me one morning when I was going to work.
She was a good lady.
Yeah.
She was married.
Yes, she was married. She was a house girl, but she was in a very good marriage, very good one. Now she told me, now look, what are you guys doing? I'm like, why? How come I live in the guest wing and she's in the main house? I think both of you are supposed to be in the same house, being a one family. I said, look, I want to quit my job because I don't know what you guys are doing. This is very unethical before me, and I'm not even supposed to be here. And you know, she told me, this is my first time to be working in somebody's house and the last time to work in somebody's house. Wow. So I told her now.
Because, you know, she's good home, good house, but no home.
Yes.
Just structure.
Yes.
But it is hell.
So me that day I told her, now look, I gave her my telephone number. If you want to leave, you call me and tell me. You know, I bought a credit and I got it back and I went to work. But I think that girl, God just visited her between that time I left home to 10 o'clock in the morning. She called me. She said, look, if I leave your homestead and leave this kid here, as far as I'm concerned, this kid has no father and has no mother. So if I leave, I will leave this kid to become an orphan. I said, I'm suggesting you give me permission, I go home, plus your kid, to give you time and your wife to talk about things. And I was like, okay, that's a good idea.
She was amazing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So I sent her money. I said, you guys can go. And then after sending money, I was at my wife. I said, the house girl is going, and she's going with our daughter to her place to give her time. The answer she wrote back, is, it's okay.
Allah.
So me, I thought she said it.
Got shocked.
No.
She doesn't care.
Me, I thought she said, okay, later on she's going to call the house girl. But after 1 hour, I called the house girl and said, has she called you? No.
She never called.
Yeah, she was happening, no. I said, are you guy, you go.
Wow.
So her on going to her place, she went and told her husband. So this husband would call me every now and like counseling, you know, talk to me because it's somebody that I've met. Their marriage is good. They don't have a lot of money, but they are good to go.
And having said that, using this just a case study of this house manager and the husband, so we can still say that they are also good marriages.
They are also good marriages. But even up to now, I still believe in marriage. Me, though I went through drama, I still believe in marriage and love. I do.
It's a matter of meeting the wrong person.
Yes. So now this guy would call me and talk to me. So one day, I just cooled off. But even the time the house girl is going, we're still separated. I'm in the guest room, she's in the main house, you know. So one day at work, I just cooled off. I called her.
You called your wife?
Yes. I said, look, honey, what do you want to eat? She kept quiet, like, excuse me? I said, what do you want to eat? I said, today I want to leave office early. I want to get home. I want to cook. The way I used to cook for you when you're coming to me when I was dating you. And we're eating together. Today there's nobody bad. There's nobody is going to feel not talking.
So your kid is at
yes.
your house manager's place?
Yes.
Wow.
So I said, today is a day of talking and there's nobody bad feelings. There's no nothing. And she told me she wanted chicken tikka. I'm a very good chef. Wow. So I got to the supermarket, I bought it, and I went home. Wow. That day, I think out of shock, she came home early. But she found I had already cooked.
And you were relaxed.
And I'm relaxed. And we ate. And I told her, now look, I've forgiven. Wow. I don't know where that strength came from, but also I reasoned, if Jesus Christ can forgive a thief on the cross, and maybe a thief stabbed somebody and stole something from them, who am I not to forgive something like that? So I took that standard measure of Jesus forgiving a thief to this situation now. I said, at least now she's not a thief, but she's only that she's kind of unfaithful. I can forgive her.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, I can forgive her.
Was she happy?
And I told her, she was very happy, by the way.
She was happy.
I said, look, I've forgiven you. And for once, I put myself in her shoes. I said, maybe if it were me in newspaper and making a decision for marriage, and these other people are coming, maybe I'm about to mess. Because you find a better option than another better option than a better option, you know. He said, "Nah, honey, stop that mess.
Let's start again.
Let's start again. Just stop all that mess and let's have a new beginning." And I understand, and please stop that mess.
You're a good person, and I'm sure you're also happy as well.
Yeah.
Starting again. So you picked the kid.
Now later on, now I called now the house girl. Now we are back together. Actually, I've even moved back to the house. The house girl has come.
She came again. The house manager came.
Yes,
again.
with the kid
With
now.
the kid.
And my family.
I'm sure she was very happy.
And she was very happy. And my family is back together.
And the wife was very happy again.
And the wife was very happy. And I'm very okay. Now here's my family. And I asked her now, look, have you told anyone there's an issue here? If you told anyone, you tell me so that I can tell them we solved it in a way.
Yes.
It's like, I never told anyone. As even me, I told.
So I'm sure even you tried your best never to disclose anything.
No. So now you see, now we are okay now. Nobody knows anything. And everything is back now. So we carried on the marriage. And we were okay. For
now you are in honeymoon again, back, and everything is working.
So the same person.
The same now wife.
The same wife. After a while, she calls.
Now when you're dating, everything is good. And
and you're back.
I'm sure you have, you know those. You're planning big. As a family.
I'm buying her flowers. We're planning for these holidays. You know, all these things. You're working hard, saving. You don't want to do this project for the family. You know, all these things we are doing.
You cook for her sometimes. Time.
But it was my duty every morning, Saturday, to make them breakfast.
Oh, amazing. And I don't know whether maybe you cook for your wife as a man.
So, she called me one time. I was at work, but I was about to leave the office.
She called you. You are leaving. Or you at work?
I was at work and I was about to leave the office. And now she called me from her place of work. You know, this is my wife.
And now the love is,
the love is good.
In the air now.
Yeah. Now she called me and told me, Ken, we're going for a seminar on Monday.
Okay, the wife is going on seminar on Monday.
And I need some help from you. Yes. Are you leaving work early? I said, actually, I'm about to leave in the next 5 minutes. Do you have money? I said, yes, I do. He said, I want you to go and buy me for a very good suitcase. We have the big ones, and I want an average suitcase.
Wow, she's going for the seminar.
Now she's going for a seminar, and people go for seminars. I used to go,
yes.
Yes,
used to go, and
she's working. No.
Let her be.
So I went and bought that suitcase.
A nice one.
A nice one, and some other things.
I'll do it with love, I can imagine.
And other things that even if she goes for a seminar,
she'll be comfortable.
She can be seen she's somebody's wife.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Now we had a very good weekend now.
I can imagine, yeah.
And
I'm sure you want to treat her because she goes to the seminar. Because you'll miss her for like a week.
Yes, I'm going to miss her for a week. And all the time I'm like, honey, I'll be calling you every day, don't worry. Now she's packing up here on Sunday.
You did your best.
And I'm there praying with her, don't worry, God will take care of her. I'm like, even pack your
You're
Bible.
Very prayerful, man.
Yeah.
You always pray for your family.
Like even carry your Bible. And all these things.
A Bible for her? Seminar manenos. You're going for a seminar.
So, Monday comes and she leaves.
Monday now, in the morning, and I'm sure you organize, you help her pack everything.
Everything.
And she left for
a seminar.
Away from Nairobi?
Yes.
Okay.
She said the seminar was in Nakuru. Yes.
Okay. In Nakuru.
Yeah, you don't have to verify it. Because now,
you
don't have to verify it. This is your wife and she's working.
In the air.
Yeah. So she left.
She left for
and I told her, don't worry, I'll be going to work.
Nakuru, yeah?
Yeah, I'll be coming home early to check everything will run okay. Don't worry, I'll be giving you updates. Where I'll get stuck, I'll tell you.
Okay.
And now with that blessing, my wife leaves the home. She's going to Nakuru.
Okay. Monday morning?
Yes.
Okay.
And honestly, I believed with this assembly that she has gone. I believed.
Yes.
Honestly, with all of my heart, I believed.
Yes.
And now...
She left with her car?
Yes, she left with her car and she left now.
Okay.
Now I'm there home, running the home.
With the kid.
Work, house girl.
And all that.
Yeah. Going to work and everything. So that was...
calling her, texting her.
Calling her, texting. But even that day...
And also alerting you, telling you how the seminar is
we are doing... I call that Monday I've arrived safe and all that. Monday, Tuesday we are talking. Wednesday, we are WhatsApping and everything. She's telling me she's invigilating. So you will see, for real, she's in a seminar.
And she's updating you
time. Now coming that Thursday of that week.
So this is Monday,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday now.
She's supposed to come back on Sunday?
She's supposed to come back on Sunday.
On Sunday. So this is Thursday.
Now this is Thursday.
She's at Nakuru seminar.
Yes, yes. A good friend of mine calls me.
Okay.
Who was active in my wedding. And we had talked for quite some time, then we had not talked.
Okay.
He called me, I'm like, oh wow, this guy has remembered me.
It's been long.
Yeah, it has been long. So I'm giving him catch-ups and everything. But there's a question he asked me. He said, Ken, did you leave your wife? I said, no. I said, what has she told you? Because I know she's got your number.
Yes.
Like, she's not told me anything, but from where I am, I can see your wife, and she's drinking and smoking with another man.
Wow.
Now me here, I'm thinking that cannot be my wife.
She doesn't smoke.
I said, look, my wife doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink. Wow. And my wife cannot even be in Nairobi.
That's a mistake.
And my wife is in Nakuru. So I don't know what you're talking about. Then he goes like, you think I don't know your wife, Ken? Then I told him, I'll do this. Take a picture and send me. He said, now this is very serious. I am coming to pick you. Come and see for yourself. And you know those ones you tell something and you laugh about it.
Yes. Was it in the evening?
It was an evening, almost like 7:30 now.
You at home.
I'm at home from work,
Yes.
and I'm relaxing. Then that phone call comes. Then I told you, Ken, I'm coming to pick you. Don't think there's a joke here. And actually, I'm there laughing. That cannot be my wife. Yes. I actually even betted.
Yes, your wife is in Nakuru.
Yeah, I said, look, because I know somebody's going to give me 1,000 shillings because that's not my wife.
You had to bet.
Yes, and said even if she's your wife, I said, I'll give you the 1,000 shillings. And actually, that guy came boldly. He came and picked me up, and we went. And getting to that place, who am I seeing for real? My wife. Drinking with another guy altogether now, not the first one.
Now another
one now.